Exploring materials in science. The objects that surround you help shape your day. They might be simple, such as socks, or more complex, such as a tablet computer. The photo shows some objects you might use in your classroom. The materials that the objects are made of influence the way you use them. For example, a flag can bend in the wind. The fabric allows it to move freely. Fabric is useful for flags, but it would not make a good desk. A desk needs to be strong enough so that you can lean on it while you write. All of the objects around you are made of different kinds of materials. A material is a substance or mixture of substances that make up an object. There are many types of materials, from cotton in socks to plastic in part of the chair you're sitting in. Metals, plastic, glass, wood, and ceramics are all materials. Liquids, such as fuels or inks, are also materials. Most objects, from a pencil to a giant monster truck, are made of more than one material. Many materials make up this monster truck. It has oil lubricating its parts, fuel, a metal body, and engine parts, glass windows, fabric seats, and rubber tires. Physical properties. Every material has its own set of physical properties, which are properties that can be observed without changing the identity of the material. Glass has physical properties that are different from the physical properties of plastic or cotton. You can see through glass and it breaks easily. You can see through the plastic of a water bottle, but it usually bends before it breaks. Cotton fabric is not see-through and it changes shape easily. The transparency of a material and how easily it breaks or bends are physical properties. You can observe them without changing the material into a new material. The glass could be broken into many small pieces, but all those small pieces are made of glass. Some physical properties, such as mass and volume, depend on the amount of matter in a given sample. Other properties, such as whether something is hard or soft, do not depend on the amount of matter in a sample. You can observe some physical properties, such as color, shape, or state, by looking at a material. Other properties must be determined through tests or measurements. For example, you can measure the mass and volume of a material to determine its density. Density helps to determine whether a material will sink or float in water. Other measurable physical properties include boiling point, melting point, and hardness. Chemical properties. Materials can also be described by their chemical properties. Chemical properties describe a material's ability to undergo chemical reactions and form new substances. These properties are tested by attempting to change the identity of a substance. Flammability, which is the ability to react with oxygen and burn, is a chemical property. Wood, paper, cotton fabric, and plastics are flammable. They can all burn. Steel and glass are not flammable. They do not burn. Reactivity is another chemical property. Reactivity describes how a material reacts with another substance. The ability to react with oxygen is a type of reactivity. Iron reacts with oxygen to form rust. Rust is a new substance that has chemical and physical properties that are different from the properties of iron and oxygen. Paper has the chemical property of flammability. You have to see the paper burning to observe this property. As the paper burns, the substances in the paper react with oxygen in the air and change into new substances. Iron has the chemical property of reactivity with oxygen. Rust, a new substance, forms during the reaction. Rust has different chemical and physical properties than iron and oxygen have. Chemical makeup. Even though a given material has certain chemical and physical properties, most materials are not pure substances. A pure substance is matter that is composed of only one type of basic particle. Elements, such as iron, and compounds, such as the cellulose in wood, are pure substances. The chemical makeup of a material refers to the types and amounts of the pure substances in the material. For example, the cast iron that is used to make cookware and automobile parts is not pure iron. Small amounts of carbon, silicon, and other elements are mixed into the iron. Materials for different uses. The chemical makeup of a material affects its chemical and physical properties. Together, chemical and physical properties determine how a material can be used. Consider the properties of glass and cast iron, which have different chemical makeups. The main criteria for a window are that it lets in light and has low reactivity so that it does not become cloudy. Because of its chemical makeup, glass is transparent and does not bend. It does not burn or react easily with oxygen. These properties of glass make it useful for windows. However, glass is not a good material for a car engine because it breaks easily. But cast iron is strong and hard, melts at a very high temperature, and is not flammable. So cast iron is much more useful when making some car engine parts. Glass, iron, and other materials are used in different ways when building cars. These different materials meet the needs of the application.